Starting over is not as easy as people say on the internet. People often make it feel like the moment that you decide, everything's gonna change. It really isn't that way. I'm trying to figure out why I'm like that. Everything just really is in my head. I've been feeling a little lost lately, and I think it's because I tried to start over without knowing what I want and fully understanding the process yet. It really hit me when I got back from Orlando. Even though it was just 48 hours, I loved my time with my friend. It was exactly what I needed. And honestly, it gave me space to not think about anything. But then once I got back, everything just kind of rushed in. At this point of recording this, I hadn't done anything but rest for over a week. And I filled that time and space with endless thoughts and some anxiety. I don't know if you experienced this too, but my thoughts rot in my mind if I don't speak them out loud or write them down. They have to be verbalized outside my head for me to really organize them clearly. So this video is really just my attempt to articulate what's been sitting in my mind lately. There's something about traveling that shifts the way your mind works. You're away from home, and it makes you pause, and you let yourself experience new things. Even small things, catching a flight on time, people watching, walking down new streets. Guys, it really is a gorgeous day. Beautiful day. Look at the sunlight, the breeze. This is definitely uplifting my mood for the day. Look, it's gorgeous. Halo. Beautiful day. Beautiful. Thank you, weather god, for giving me this today. Gorgeous. When you return, though, your usual routine feels a little different, and the things you've put on hold come into focus, but through a slightly different lens. Or maybe traveling just lets you put your thoughts on hold entirely and take a break. I think that's what's happening with me right now. I am revisiting my thoughts through a new lens, but I also know I can't be in this in-between forever. I need to move forward. I need to make some kind of progress. As soon as I turned off the camera, this happened. Oh my gosh. I knocked it off as I was reaching the camera. Lately, the biggest thought looming over me is uncertainty. I left my teaching career, a career I built with a master's and a PhD for over 12 years. And I'd been longing for this very moment, to leave, to start over, and to get back on my creative path. And I finally did. But the thing is, I thought that would be the hardest part. And I was wrong. Now that it's been almost 6 months, I realize the hardest part isn't leaving. It's the part where you deliberately break yourself, not knowing exactly what you want next, and still showing up the next day. Still choosing to move forward even when you have no idea where the path is leading. The main thing that I've been spiraling on is self-doubt. Lots of self-doubt, questions of, is this the right path for me? What the hell am I doing? Am I going somewhere with this? All that stuff, you know? Starting over is not as easy as people say on the internet. I see a lot of people just saying it's just a matter of a decision and just snap, you're gonna start over. It's not that simple. Yeah, it's just a matter of decision, for sure. It is true. There's some truth in that. There needs to be determination, that's for sure. But at the same time, it's not easy to kind of start living a new life right away. I feel like the internet shows the glamorous parts of starting over. People often make it feel like the moment that you decide, everything's gonna change. It really isn't that way. You have to stay disciplined. You have to show up. You have to, really show up every day. You have to get your shit together. You have to unlearn a lot of the things that have been embedded in you. You have to unpractice some of the habits that have been influencing you in not so good way. There's just a lot of unlearning and rebuilding of new habits. Sure, activity and physical, movement wise, it can be a lot easier, but mental, emotional, spiritual aspects, not as easy.
Everything just really is in my head. I'm realizing more and more that it's just me versus me, and I need to build more strength internally, believe in myself, and have the right mental stamina and faith to move forward. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take time for people to notice the things that I want to do. It's gonna take time for my vision to come to shape, come to life. Everything takes time. As long as I'm patient, as long as I'm tenacious, as long as I am putting in the work, and as long as I am navigating all of this with the wisdom that I already have, my intuition, everything will be alright. Everything will be alright.
For me, I spent over 10 years, almost like 12 years in the realm of education, and I was basically in the academic space. I got my master's and PhD and all that, and 12 years of thinking in an academic way and thinking in a teaching way, thinking in a specific, thinking in one specific way. How am I going to just magically in one day think creatively again? Now I have the freedom to do whatever I want, and the sky's the limit. I can set any goals for myself, and that's really scary. It's not as easy as you think.
Hey guys, so I'm back home, and I thought airing things out, articulating things out would help. But I went in this mode of spiraling again. I was kind of rewatching the footage and realized that I'm really scared of speaking out loud my thoughts. I'm trying to figure out why I'm like that.
It's just these little thoughts that challenge me every day. I don't have the muscles to navigate these challenges yet, and it almost feels like I'm going against the current. I love myself. I'm so proud of myself, but there's still these little things in my brain that plant these seeds, bad seeds, and I'm having to use parts of my brain and emotions and mentality and attitude and just everything spiritually to unplant those seeds. I'm just having to face myself every day, and it's not pretty. But I think another part of this that's been really hard, at least for me, is that I can't start over by moving anymore. I grew up moving every few years, new countries, new cities, so starting over in a new place almost felt natural to me. But now, in my 30s, with a different kind of life, being married, having responsibilities, I can't just pick up and move. I mean, technically I could, but realistically, it's not that simple. So now I'm staying. I'm trying to rebuild my life in the same environment I've been in. I'm trying to become a different person inside a life that I'm already familiar with. And honestly, I think that's what makes this even harder. Trying to rebuild everything in the same place without that clean reset. It's messy, and I can't really start in the way that I want. But maybe this is what life is about. Learning how to function without guidance. Learning how to trust myself. Trusting that I'll eventually land somewhere that feels right. Somewhere I'm meant to be. Right now, everything I'm doing feels like an investment in the future. There's no immediate reward, no immediate feedback, no signs, no map. I'm just showing up and believing it'll lead somewhere. I don't have answers yet. I don't even know if I'm making sense. It almost feels like I'm letting these thoughts leave my head into an empty hall. But I'm realizing maybe this part of my life isn't about knowing. Maybe it's about learning how to keep going anyway. Even in the uncertainty. Even when it doesn't fully make sense. Maybe this path is exactly where I need to be. If you're still here, thanks for listening. I'm going to leave my thoughts here for now. Thanks for sitting with me through this.